You're tuned in to Powcast Sports. My name is Pow Salud, and here comes the Boom Boom Pow. On this video, I'm going to be talking about the Pitbull Cruz and Lamont Roach fight, which ended in a draw. I want to give you a more in-depth reaction. The reason why I couldn't earlier was I just came in from Bangkok, so I was watching actually the fight from at the airport in Bangkok. It was just in the nick of time while we were flying, or we're about to fly. The fight concluded, and I gave a short, less than a minute reaction, but I want to give you a full reaction now that I also was able to rewatch it again, of who I truly feel won the fight. Was it a real draw from my perspective? Did Lamont Roach really win, or Pitbull Cruz? Because there's a lot of different reaction from the fans, and the most important question of all: do I really want to see a rematch? Well, honestly, from the start, after the fight concluded, I was kind of really wanted to see more of the fight until this update, which I will discuss to you in a while. So let me go ahead and show you this one first. So this was the score: 113-113 for two judges, and 115-111 in favor of Isaac Cruz. So also, I want to let you know that there was a knockdown. I believe round number three, there was a knockdown. Pitbull Cruz caught Roach with the left hook, and unfortunately, also there was a round where we need to discuss, because there was a deduction. Cruz was deducted 1 point in round number seven for a kidney punch. I'm kind of curious about that. But anyway, so here's how I see the fight. I believe that Cruz was actually landing the better punches. If we want to talk about effective punches, because he was more aggressive in the fight from round number one to, I think, late halfway of the fight. Because uh, if you're truly watching the fight, I think Lamont Roach was able to adjust and was able to kind of changed the face and was able to land back with Pitbull Cruz. So the technical aspect, I think, went in favor of Lamont Roach, especially after the first half, where Lamont Roach was actually getting his groove. And if you look at the punch stats, but I'll tell you right now. Also, I'll tell you what I learned from the WBC convention regarding judging. And if you look at the punch stats, Lamont Roach was ahead on most of the statistics, but just so you know, and of course, if you're if you're a boxing fan, a long time boxing fan, if you understand judging, it isn't necessarily if you landed more punch, it doesn't mean that you're actually winning the fight. So again, there's a lot of factors that you have to consider for you to score the fight for each of the fighters. But the fight was indeed a close fight, and the argument of Pitbull Cruz fans, some would say that Pitbull Cruz was more aggressive. He was throwing a lot more punches, and he was hurting Lamont Roach more, which was in fact true. But the argument of Lamont Roach was, or the Lamont Roach aside, was, he was landing more punches. He was able to maneuver against Pitbull Cruz. Now, for me, and I want to give you this to you straight. Um, Initially, I was actually favoring Pitbull Cruz for the win, but like what I said, I did learn on the WBC convention that, you know, uh, the judging is kind of subjective, and the judges, especially a close fight like this, would always find a way on how to defend their score. Not unless it's really lopsided and one-sided. This one wasn't lopsided and one-sided. It could have actually gone either way, if you ask me. So I think, after watching the fight, I think this was really a draw. And I hate draw when the title's vacant, but at least Isaac Pitbull Cruz was able to retain the belt. which is really important for Pitbull Cruz. And the good thing about Pitbull Cruz is willing to give Lamont Roach a rematch right away, which is, I think, initially what most of us wanted. That changed my point of view after this. I was telling this to you, or I was saying this earlier. So Pitbull Cruz during the post-fight press conference mentioned that he would love to give Lamont Roach a chance for a rematch, and it was actually kind of teasing Tank Davis about the rematch that he wanted against Tank Davis. That at least he is brave enough to give a rematch, unlike Tank Davis. Now Tank Davis responded, and he says that after his injury will is fully recovered, he's willing to give Pitbull Cruz a rematch right away. So I do not know when will this be. I heard that Dak Davis was retiring, so I'm not quite sure exactly where he is at. But just in case Tank Davis will be available, I'm sure a lot of you guys would rather see Tank Davis and Pitbull Cruz fight. And we still want to see the Lamont Roach fight, but this one is much more intriguing, and it's a much bigger fight than the Lamont Roach fight. So if this would happen, I would prioritize the Tank Davis and Pitbull Cruz rematch than the Lamont Roach. But obviously, Lamont Roach deserved to get another rematch in the fight. Now, if you ask me, however, if I am the knockout or the knockdown in round number three was a big turning point for a boxer, for Lamont Roach, because I think that changes his fight. That in a way gave confidence to Pitbull Cruz to continue to attack and be aggressive against Lamont Roach, because he knows he can uh, hurt Lamont Roach. So on the rematch, I think Lamont Roach should be careful not to engage too much inside with Pitbull Cruz, because we know it can the punches can hurt him. So if he can avoid that, he can box from round number 1 to round number 12, then he might give himself a chance. But if the rematch happens again between Lamont Roach and Pitbull Cruz, I think from what we saw, I think Pitbull Cruz is gonna win. Pitbull Cruz is in his prime, and he's gonna win again for this one. Regarding Tank Davis and Pitbull Cruz, if that fight happen, I'm gonna be 50-50. It depends on the headspace or the mindset of Tank Davis. I mean, Tank Davis just too powerful as well, and I think he's a harder puncher. But what do you guys think? Which fight would you rather see first? Again, both fight deserved a rematch, but for me, I'd like to see Tank and Pitbull Cruz fight next if it's available. If not, Lamont Roach is good.